The latest in pop culture and nerd news, an unhealthy obsession with pizza, and more Trek than 12 listeners can handle. Seriously, guys, we could use a few new subscribers, so, tell a friend, please. Keeping Up with the Cardassians.
Wow. That's a way to start. With a big ba-dum sound.
Was it a message? Was it
was.
a nude?
It was.
Oh, nice.
Welcome to the messaging system of Keeping Up with Cardassians, where you all immediately checked your laptop or your phone to see if you got a message when you heard our intro music. This is Nick.
This is Rob.
This is Joe.
And we are excited because today we're going to let you know about a new business venture we're starting using Red Box machines and the Black Eyed Peas album, Let's Get It Started / Hey Mama, but not called Let's Get It Started.
Oh, you know what we should do? It's a genius idea. We should put our show on DVD and put them in Redbox, and people can rent episodes of our show.
And we will charge a fee. I'll pay the rental fee to Kroger or Walmart. I'll do it. How much do you think they were charging?
We have a church you could put it outside of.
That'd be hilarious. It's just, where did this red box come from? The congregation, and I'm like, I have no idea.
And you just advertise. It has a social media page. Just it does. Yeah, exactly. And we could brand it on our 4,000 followers on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, green light thinking here, guys. If we ever do a Comic-Con and we get a booth, we
need a red box.
No, what we need to do is leading up to it, we need to record exclusive content and put it on either a tape or a CD or something and sell them there exclusively to those people.
Who has CD players? You should put them on a thumb drive.
They're not. It's novelty.
Thumb drive.
We could do thumb drive.
And the thumb drive would have to be like 3D printed to look like something Star Trek, I would think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a Horgon.
Anybody? Can you do that?
The thumb drive Horgon?
Okay. I need that. I need to write this down.
So anyways, everyone, yes, this is Keeping Up with the Cardassians.
So what's the genesis of this obsession?
I haven't even told them what our show is about. Rob?
They don't care.
It's a pop culture show, but we're reviewing Star Trek in the second half of today's episode. The two episodes we were going to review is Sins of the Father and Allegiance.
Oh, good. I watched the right episodes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I totally forgot the name of the first episode, and I was like, I never heard of that episode in my life.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I watched Allegiance, so we're good. We're good. We're going to review those in the second half. In the first half, we're going to tell you about this business venture. Okay. So here's the thing. I was just reading an article about the failure of Redbox and how they went bankrupt like almost overnight. In fact, the employees didn't even get their last couple weeks of pay ever. Like, it's just gone. They didn't get it. And instead of normally when companies get ready to go out of bankruptcy, they pull all their machines in because they're going to, dispose of them or sell them for scrap. Redbox didn't do any of that. They just abandoned their machines in these stores. So these stores had these machines that they can't do anything with now. And there's literally nothing they can do. So there was an article that tells about these people who are going to Walmarts and CVS pharmacies and all them and saying, hey, can I have your Redbox machine? And the store's like, please take them. Because apparently
they're just giving them away?
They're giving them away. Because apparently,
God. I thought we had to buy it.
On your way home.
The Redbox said they cost $500 for remove because they're so heavy. You need
$500 to remove?
$500 for remove.
You have a Kroger on your way home.
Right. There was one.
I think there's a CVS on your way home.
There was one at our local Kroger, but it's finally gone. They just removed it like 3 weeks ago, and I never.
Okay,
even
there's
thought
a
about
Kroger, right? There's a Kroger over by me that I know had a Redbox.
So if you contact the manager there and you'd be like, "Look,
dude, stop on your way home. Just swing it in real quick.
We'll remove it for you. We'll get rid of this.
I'll take that Redbox.
Yeah.
I'll take that baby off your hands.
Yeah, I'll take it off your hands. Yeah.
And it's all Keeping Up with the Cardassians content inside.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Put episodes on DVD and just...
This could go into the future garage improvement where we build a barn.
I like our forward thinking.
Yep.
We're getting somewhere. Oh my gosh, I would totally buy a red box. That would be incredible.
If they're giving them out, we need to get one.
I want to tell you guys something. I think since the fight, we have hit our stride. We are
the fight. We should trademark it.
I think we are just everything.
We're back, baby.
We're batting 1,000.
No, I will say you two are batting 1,000. Nothing has changed for me. I gotta up my game. I was trying to think today because you're like knocking it out of the park now. You're doing all your stuff, so I'm like, what am I doing?
You do nothing.
Did you
Just
hit,
so you know.
Did you hit record?
I hit record.
Okay, good.
I upload the episodes. I
that has
do
happened.
that, but I need to figure out something I can do. But the problem is, I'm not a social media guy.
Neither am I. I fake it.
You're bullcrap. You're always on social media.
I'm
You're
not.
posts all the time.
Well, okay, that.
Actually,
That's true.
That's when I'm using taking a crap.
I'm just gonna start sending you back the poop emojis because I know you're
on the toilet.
Yeah, and if it's in the morning, it's between things I have to do at work where there's a dead time.
I'm about to check some
I get
timestamps here.
I get that.
Did you get the ones at 1 and 2 in the morning today?
That makes sense. You got to.
Hey,
get
what
up
did you
for
think?
work.
What did you think when you woke up this morning and you saw how many text messages did you have
Oh yeah,
from
because
us?
Joe and I were texting a lot last night.
Holy crap! So my phone was going off a lot, so I turned to vibrate, and just wasn't you two
cats. Did you put it in your pants?
I should have. And Crystal's downstairs. I heard your phone vibrating all night.
That was Joe and I.
Oops.
We were texting about the Tigers game. It was a good game. They lost,
was a good
which
game.
sucked. But,
Yeah.
that
was a very good game, though.
They left 11 runners on base, man. They never get runners on base, and they left 11 runners on base. So what do you expect? They blew that game. They should have won. They blew it. But tomorrow at 1 o'clock, which will be 2 days ago.
Yeah.
For
Either
you all,
when you guys hear this, the Tigers will either be in the ALCS or they will be golfing.
Or we're hoping for a really good offseason because their roster is worth $18 million. Like, it blows my mind.
That's without Javi Baez.
Yeah, but Javi Baez
triples that.
That triples that, but Javi Baez is never playing another game for the Tigers.
I cannot
so
imagine.
They're cutting him this offseason.
They're
going to buy him out.
They have to.
They would be dumb not to. So anyways, Redbox. We want one. That's what this is all about. I want a Redbox.
Okay, so we need a Redbox.
So if you haven't signed for Patreon, it's $2 a month or $5 a month.
All monies received will go towards an extraction fee.
But and really, we're talking a rental truck, a U-Haul rental truck,
No.
$30.
We got my brother-in-law's pickup truck. Just toss it in there.
How would we toss it in there?
Dude, you lift it. The three of us on the back side of it. Come on, on the other side of it.
How much do you think a Redbox weighs? I bet you they weigh a ton.
Well, they do weigh a ton.
Yeah.
Because they don't want.
Did you get all the movies in it?
Probably.
Oh gosh, let's see if I can find a
They absolutely weigh a ton because a vending machine weighs a ton.
Yeah.
But
how much does a Redbox? Did you Google how much does a Redbox weigh?
Yeah, and I thought I had it for a second until it said the Redbox weighs between 4 and 7 pounds. That's not the Redbox we're talking about.
4 and 7 pounds?
No.
Definitely can lift that.
Yeah.
But I want one of those machines, and I need to get it.
Okay. I thought they were charging for them. I didn't know that they were free.
No, they're giving them out, man.
I know.
You got stuff at Kroger on the way home.
Yeah.
If I
Hey, what are y'all doing with that Redbox?
I gotta pick up my kid tomorrow morning from his DC trip,
Mhm.
and if Kroger's
That's
open,
the one I want right there. That one right there.
yes, sir.
Oh my gosh.
It'd just be new pictures
That's
of
like
us.
the exact one that's at Kroger.
Yeah. So check it out. See what you got. We'll figure it out. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Come on. We could get people together.
So
to get
Patreon,
one of those.
$2, $5 tiers. Help us out.
We could use your help.
We also
folks.
take donations.
Yeah.
We could use your help to make this happen.
Not just psychological help.
And maybe it'll be a
All
little
the
bit.
help.
Maybe it'll be a little bit of B&E to get one. I don't know.
Does someone say B&E?
I know Rob signed up already. He's sold. So there's our first nugget for the day. Redbox.
Let's get us a Redbox.
Let's get us a Redbox. Get us a Redbox. So, I also wanted to talk about some other news I found unrelated to Redbox or the Black Eyed Peas. Why am I talking about the Black Eyed Peas? Because, it was a before show topic, so you'll just have to deal with it.
It might end up on social media because I was recording.
Oh, cool. Good to know. So I was looking up some news. There's
You say some nudes?
some news, some movie news, specifically talking about a lot of what's coming in the next Marvel phase, okay? So there's a couple things
I'm out.
that I found. Apparently in Avengers Doomsday, Tom Holland will be the leader of the Avengers. That's the rumor there. The next rumor is RDJ's Doctor Doom to have a bigger relationship with Spider-Man than Mr. Fantastic, so they're going to tie those together. Then also, Andrew Garfield is rumored to have signed on for Avengers Secret Wars and more Spider-Man contracts. And finally, two more. Wanda and Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom will be lovers in Avengers 5. And Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. They have a big role in Avengers 5 and 6. That's the first bad part of those news, I thought. So there we go. Thoughts on any of that, or do you even care? Because it's all rumors.
Rumors. Give me some more of those rumors. Give me a drop for that.
I know.
I don't care at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't care either, really.
Like, this is all 2025 and later, right?
I know. It's so far away,
good.
so who really cares?
I think that, well, to me, the best part about Marvel right now is that they're staying quiet. Everything's laying low. Just let everybody kind of forget about Marvel for a minute. And let's get through the holiday season. And then I think that's the best thing for Marvel.
Yeah.
Just kind of
killed them, so go
lay low for a
while.
while. And then sometime next year, I think interest will peak back up. But for right now, I'm not interested. I don't really. It's not on my radar.
Can I piggyback on your rumors with another Marvel rumor and a DC rumor?
Ooh.
The Marvel rumor is that Captain America: Brave New World. That's what it's called, right? Was screened for people and it's not good, according to those initial rumor theater reactions.
Well, Joker 2 was screened at Sundance or wherever, and there was they get like a 15-minute standing ovation. So. Take it as you take it with a grain of salt.
Rarely side with the masses on things. So, and then there's a rumor out there that Batman, they're looking to cast a middle-aged actor for the Brave and the Bold version of Batman, and then looking for Robins. So allegedly, that James Gunn went online said that's not necessarily true.
He did. What did he say? His exact words, like, it was more stronger than that. He said bullshit.
Okay, good.
That is that's the non-PC version of. That's not necessarily.
Yeah,
true.
It's not necessarily true.
He said sometimes the rumor folks get information wrong, but other times they seem to just make up stuff for clicks out of whole cloth. This is one of the latter.
Oh, nice. So. And there's a rumor out there that I saw on social media, but not on any of the like pop culture sites.
Truth Social.
On Truth Social, #Truth. Henry Cavill is going to star in a Voltron movie?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. He just signed on for Voltron.
But have you seen on any of the trade, like Deadline or Screen Rant or Collider?
Where's it at? Amazon MGM's Voltron got a huge update today after confirming. So it was Amazon MGM that confirmed it.
Okay.
That he has started on
how reliable are they?
Series.
I don't know. My packages usually get there when they say they are.
Oh, I've had packages arrive late. So
nope, stupid Amazon.
So I saw that just a few minutes ago, and I'm pumped for that. I wasn't a huge Voltron guy, but
I'm a huge Henry Cavill fan.
I know.
Yeah, but this kind of
is it Cavill or Cavill?
I say Cavill.
I say Cavill. I used to say Cavill. I've switched.
Someone called me stupid for saying Cavill, and so I.
Who was it?
It was Rob's daughter.
Oh, well, you can't take anything she says seriously.
I don't know. She's always insulting me, so I don't know.
Yeah, so you can't. That's what I'm saying. You can't take it seriously.
Any of our British listeners, because we know there's 3% of you out there that are British listeners.
At least according to.
Let us know.
Those are VPNs.
Yeah, exactly. At least according to
people don't want to see that they're actually listening to us.
Yeah.
I was talking podcasts with someone a long time ago, and they're like, "Well, it's like we have a bunch of listeners in Ireland." I'm like, those are VPNs. Nobody's listening to in Ireland. Those are VPNs.
But wouldn't it be cool?
But our Singapore listeners,
yeah,
shout out, we love you.
Yeah,
I guarantee we're probably huge in Singapore.
Yeah, we are.
You're huge in Germany.
Rob's not, or Nick's not.
I'm working on getting us networked in Germany. I'm trying my best.
It's not going well.
It's not going well.
How did the Japan connection work?
Very, very well.
Actually. Yeah, nice.
We're huge in Japan.
Yeah, good. But thinking about Henry Cavill in Voltron bums me out because years ago, Tobey Maguire was trying to get a Robotech movie going. And if Voltron works, Robotech has a story that's there for the making.
Yeah.
I would kill for a Robotech movie.
I don't think the mass public would kill for a
I don't think most
movie.
people know what it is anymore, at least.
Right.
But that's why it might be good, because it's some people know it.
Honestly, I don't know what's good anymore.
That's true.
Like what?
Like Fall Guy was good, but it bombed. I still don't get it.
Joker 2 was supposed to be great. It's getting panned.
Yeah.
Still haven't seen it, so I can't tell you if any of it's true
I
or
do
not.
want to go see
I
it.
do
though.
too. I'm trying to go with my oldest son, so I got to work on our
I
schedule.
want to
But
go see that, and I still want to see Megalopolis or Metropolis.
Megatropolopolis.
Megalopolis. Megalop. I want to see that. So that's just my thing. There's something related to the Joker that I never knew about. The original Joker movie had a different ending that was changed because Christopher Nolan got involved and he nixed it. So he had
In
gave him some control over it and what the ending would be.
the first the
The
Joker.
first original Joker movie, at the end of the movie, Phoenix was originally supposed to pull out a sharp object and carve his face in front of the rioters during the ending of the original Joker. However, Nolan nixed the idea, said only his Joker should carve his face. So originally, yeah,
Well, because it really sets the difference between the two. I support that.
yeah. Well, and instead, what did he do? He takes the blood and he goes like that with it, which I thought was actually a really cool way
Yep.
of doing it.
It's interesting when directors get other directors' input on their movies and how it affects movies. I kind of dig it in some ways because you get on the first Mission Impossible movie, Brian De Palma filmed it for George Lucas or Spielberg, one of the two, and they suggested the opening was kind of cold. You should get to know the team before you wipe them out, and you kind of get more of a shock factor.
Yeah.
It really worked.
Mm-hmm.
That's an example of it working. I don't know. I'd have to look up more.
But I mean, is Nolan? Has there ever been? Was Nolan the creator of that act for Joker?
Of cutting his face.
Yes. Or was it?
I mean,
Was
he
there
cut
any
his
comic
face a lot.
precedent?
No, he did.
I mean, his face is jacked up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, and depending on which iteration it is, apparently there's 3 Jokers out there.
But I'm talking like comic
Joker.
book.
Joker cut off his face once, but I think that was after the Nolan movies came out. It's comic books over there.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm a little rusty.
I don't mind it just for like separation purposes, but it kind of I don't really like the move 100% as far as like overstepping someone's artistic vision.
But the question is, when it said nixed it, is that quote unquote nixed it, or said, hey, let's try to keep the 2 universes separate?
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe he's like, I want to avoid any confusion. Like, I don't want them to think this is a prequel.
I can't imagine Nolan or someone
Nolan's
just
probably
nixing
like,
it.
that's mine, asshole.
Yeah. Don't ride off my jock.
Yeah, get away. Yeah, and I've been hearing some rumors about Joker 2 and the ending of it and all that stuff, and
Rumors.
let's just say the rumors I've heard, I do not
Big
care for.
Rumors.
But I don't hate, but I just feel like they've misled the viewers quite a bit. DC has with these movies.
Man, I wish we would have got a response to when we asked for a sultry voice so they could do things like record big rumors.
I like I hate that you edited it.
What?
The rumor.
Oh.
It's
I don't know what's
a
happening.
piece on the local radio show.
Oh yeah.
97 won a ticket, and it's a rumors, and I don't know. It's a rumors segment. It's usually like sports rumors, and they'll go through them.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like a drop. It's like rumors, and it's kind of sultry, but I don't know.
Don't they do that on Valente?
Yeah, Valente show.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep.
So besides getting our own red box, which will be stocked with all the Henry Cavill movies, and Voltron and Robotech and Joker 2 sucking, what else we got?
I say we stock it with episode 105. Put
And
episode
take
105
that,
on DVD.
And when people go to hit the button, they'll get pricked by the jab. They'll get the jab.
They'll
get
actually
the jab.
they just get erected. You're right.
Erected?
No,
They get the prick.
They get erected.
arrested.
Arrested.
I get erected when I listen to 105.
I like erected.
That's what I get when I listen to it.
Yeah. What else do I have? Lower Decks, October 24th, new season.
Mm-hmm.
Final season, unfortunately.
No, it's gone.
It gone. It's too bad because it really came into its own. It was a blast.
I will say, I think the last season was the weakest of the 3.
See, I thought the
so
first
far.
season was
Okay.
by far.
First season was at first. It picks up pace. Second season is really strong. Third one, I felt like it was a little listless. It was still really entertaining, but So I'm hoping they nail it in the final season.
What is your opinion on Lower Decks 734-494-0980? So I'm just excited to have that come out, and there's a new Trek coming out that I'm interested in.
Yeah,
So I'm excited.
I'm trying to get some cast members from the show onto our show during the run of the final season, so they can talk about the run of the season, talk about what they're gonna do afterwards.
I'm going to tell you right now on live-ish podcasting,
Live air.
you get Jack Quaid. There's a handy on this table in it for you.
Okay. Jack Quaid.
Also, Star Trek news. Paramount Plus, the home of all Star Trek, has officially removed all the movies again. That means all 10 of the original series movies, all the 10 of the classic Trek movies, 6 from the original series era and 4 from the Next Generation era. Where can you find these movies? Well, on MGM, which requires a $7 fee. So Paramount Plus, the home of Star Trek is what they bill themselves as, doesn't have Star Trek. All 3 of the Kelvin universe movies are still on there. They're there. On Paramount Plus, and Star Trek Beyond is available on Netflix until October 31st.
I don't understand.
It makes no sense.
It's just such a cluster.
I
I know
don't
they had
understand.
licensing agreements at some point in time, but when you're creating your Paramount network, you should have figured that out.
You
and
think
worked
it's
with them.
Paramount to have Star Trek on your Paramount network?
What licensing do they need? Like, it's all Paramount
Yeah, it's MGM.
properties.
MGM has never really, to my knowledge, been a part of Star Trek at all.
I don't-
Stupid.
And furthermore, MGM's around other than for Bond.
Yeah, they have their own streaming network now, I guess.
Do we have more subscribers than they do? Asking
That's
for a
true.
friend. Do you, if you're listening to this thing, and subscribe to MGM Plus or whatever it's called, just tell us about it. I'm curious.
One of the funny things that happened, okay, and
There's nobody that does.
No.
another funny thing that happened on Star Trek when they were doing the Trek the Vote thing. They had all the Trek people on there, and there was a whole clip where they played Star Trek celebrities played a game, Would You F This Alien? And they had to vote on if they would sleep with the alien.
Yeah, the guy who
Nice.
plays Rutherford was like, yeah, I'll sleep with all of them. I was like, all right, Rutherford.
Yeah. But
That doesn't seem very current Trek.
No, but, I mean, the salt alien sucks you dry.
the people in it were Mike McMahon, Noel Wells, Eugene Cordero, Jerry Ryan, Jonathan Frakes, Rosalind Chow, Jonathan Delarco, and Gates McFadden.
All right.
Oh, Frakes probably said yes to every single one.
Yes. Yes.
Was he?
Yes.
It depends. Was he acting as Riker or Frakes?
He has to act as Riker.
I mean, who knows? I don't know. So
Spoiler: he didn't try to bang anybody this week.
he didn't.
That
I
we
think-
know of.
I think he heard our show. He's like, I'll cool it down.
Yeah.
Taking too much heat. Maybe.
Maybe.
Briefly in music news,
Yes.
Miles Kennedy's CD came out today. It's a new one. It is called The Art of Letting Go. I listened to it briefly this morning, and I like it. I don't like it as much as Ides of March, but I like it. So it has a little bit of a rocky and a blues feel.
Okay.
It kind of swings back and forth a
That's
little
kind
bit.
of his wheelhouse, isn't it?
That's kind of his wheelhouse on solo projects.
Yeah.
Although his first album is far different than the second two. His first album is very, very somber.
Okay.
It's about
the correct pronunciation is somber.
and
Don't
then,
take it. Don't
yeah.
take pronunciation advice from him.
and
You
something
can't.
that's
Pronunciation.
We don't-
Somber.
we don't do much on this show anymore. Joe and I did it. I think initially is we could talk about a new comic book that came out.
Yeah, we did that a few times, but we just stopped.
Absolute Batman came out this past Wednesday.
Ooh, that's like Dark Knight Batman.
So this is a different take on
Dark Knight
Batman.
Returns.
It is Batman
His head's too small.
who doesn't have money,
Oh,
who Alfred never met Alfred. Alfred's actually a mercenary in the first issue. I have got about 80% of the way through it
okay.
Scott Snyder.
because I literally picked it up on the way here
Mm.
and then got off work late and other stuff. So I tried to read it before you guys got over, but then you guys got over. It doesn't look like his dad died. His parents aren't the reason he's Batman.
That's not Batman then.
Hold on. It may look like he might have been friends with Cobblepot or something like that in the past.
Okay. Which they've played around with that.
Yeah, so
before
it's
in the
different
past.
spins. Like his cowl ears are actually knives, and his chest plate turns into like a blunt axe.
Oh wow, so he's hardcore.
Yeah.
Mm,
So give it a read. Give it a try.
very skeptical.
I'm skeptical too, but I could tell you from the first bit I read, it's not bad at all. Like the guys at the comic store were raving about it, and I'm not there, but I haven't got to the end just yet. But I could tell you, I went into it expecting to hate it.
It sounds like so many changes, though.
Oh,
It just sounds like a lot.
so one of the twists in it is
Is this a spoiler?
Are you going to read it?
If you say to read it, then I'll read
I
it.
think you got to give it a try.
Don't spoil it then.
okay, never mind. Sounds good though.
So it's been interesting so far. I don't hate it, which is good. And I kind of dug. Scott Snyder has written a lot of Batman stuff.
That's what I saw. I saw his name.
Yep.
I'm like, okay.
He's written a lot of Batman stuff, and a lot of it's very, very good.
Uh-huh.
So he did this, and it's kind of a whole universe right now with him, Superman, and Wonder Woman, which I have not got those yet. I don't know if they're out yet, but it's the all-in universe. So it's kind of I don't know the prelude to it because I think I bought the prelude into it, but I have not read that yet either.
I will read it with a skeptic's eye.
You should.
I kind of want to read it just reading this review of it, and this review gave it a lot of praise.
So
Probably a paid review.
it's different, but so far so good.
Okay.
And you know I love my Batman.
See, I put more stock in what the guys at the comic book store were saying versus what he's reading online.
And it's not like the super uptight comic book store guys. The guy that when we go to State of Comics, he's pretty down to earth. And when I saw it's coming out, because I was making fun of it because I hate the bat crest on his chest.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't understand. It's really good.
There's a reason for it.
It's really good. And so I'm like, all right, I'll come back.
Beefy.
I'll come back on Wednesday and I'll check it out. And so I
Okay.
did.
Can I
All
see
right.
it real quick again? Let me give her a look see here. I like how his cowl actually looks like a bat too, like the way it's on his arms.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And the cape is usable as a weapon of some sort. I'm not quite sure.
Scott.
Again, I was trying to power through it before you
Yeah.
guys got here,
Mm-hmm.
and so I didn't look at the imaging too much of how, but he was tossing people as using the
Yeah,
cape
he
as an
was.
extension.
Oh yeah. Look at those shots. Rat-a-tat-tat.
Rat-a-tat-tat, put your ass on the...
That's awesome. That's awesome with the bat symbol.
Yeah.
The axe thing. I just opened it.
And Alfred's trying to assassinate him right there.
Spoilers.
You'll figure that out. It's very page
Alfred's
2.
an antagonist in this one. Oh, is that Black Mask?
And Gordon's the mayor.
the mayor of the city.
Okay.
And I think Gordon's daughter's black. Ooh. Oh no.
Oh no!
What are we gonna
can't have
do?
That.
Is Gordon black?
No.
What?
Some explaining to do, Mr. Gordon.
I like it.
Oh, Batman uses.
Ooh,
guns
Batman's
in
gay
this.
too.
What's that?
Batman's gay.
They
We
get the- they get
need
that
a
part-
gay Bruce Wayne.
Gay Bruce Wayne?
Yeah. Have they tried a gay Bruce Wayne yet?
I don't know.
I don't think they have.
No.
Let's do it.
I mean,
We need to do it.
I can draw if you want to write it.
draw me.
Rob, there's no story. This is all sex positions.
I call it my Bata Sutra.
Bruce Wayne does Dallas.
Yeah. Bruce Wayne does everybody. He's not gay. He's just fluid as...
Yeah, he's like the Todd from Scrubs,
Yeah.
which is getting a reboot.
Thank you, bring this up.
Oh my God, what a fucking nightmare.
My child.
Oh, my
My-
child, my
my-
child.
my
Yeah, Dana's excited. Dana's excited.
My child.
Scrubs is so bad. It's not funny. It's not
it's-
worth a watch.
it's-
It's terrible.
Fantastic.
It is not fantastic. And you know what's not funny? Their commercials either. Their commercials stink too.
You just
Oh,
say it because
Their
it's those...
commercials are not great. I
No.
don't like their commercials.
The one with Jason Momoa is all right.
No, it made me hate Jason Momoa.
Shut your whore mouth.
Because why would he do that?
Yeah,
Because look at him.
No.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa and Henry Cavill.
On Deadline, it says Bill Lawrence says Scrubs reboot is very close. He reveals what does he say?
Really?
Sorry.
All the original cast members, I think he said, were signed on. or new greens to do it.
Gross.
But they're doing a mixture of old and new.
Yep, they are.
The only way that I will sign on to this is if all the original cast members are patient, like terminally ill patients.
Hey,
In
way
episode one,
the-
they don't have the funding or resources, so they all die.
the way they write the show, one of them might die pretty soon.
Can they all?
No.
Can it be what's his name?
You don't like Cox?
No. If he comes with the original cast, no, I don't.
I love Cox.
Pull that.
I was setting you up for that. I even paused before I said it and after I said it.
I'm super excited about it. I mean, I think
No.
Bill
This is
Lawrence has been knocking it out of the park with his writing lately. He's done so many good series right now.
Then I want my Little House on the Prairie reboot.
Like, have you watched Shrinking yet? That Bill Lawrence did?
No.
Watch it.
It's about erectile dysfunction.
Oh.
It's got Jason
It's a
Sudeikis.
documentary.
Jason Sudeikis is in it. Like, it's worth seeing. You got the Harrison Ford in there.
Who
Like,
cares? Ted Lasso.
Harrison Ford.
It all starts and ends with Ted Lasso.
and Shrinking season 2 comes out in
Harrison Ford isn't the selling point you think it is.
Not anymore.
He's good in this though. He's like a cranky old guy.
So he's
That
Harrison Ford
tracks.
now?
That tracks.
That's Harrison Ford now.
It is Harrison. Well, it's actually kind of always been Harrison Ford. If you watch interviews with him, he's not the
He's
most.
cantankerous.
Yes, always.
Ooh, I like to use the
Always
word.
has been.
He's it's funny. He's a somewhat younger Clint Eastwood.
Oh my gosh. Hopefully without the problematic views. Hopefully.
Are you surprised? Clint Eastwood is conservative. Whoa.
Wow. And he talked to a chair for that one elect. Do you remember that? Like the. Oh, sorry. I like burp farted right there.
That's because YouTube knows we're talking
I know.
politics.
No, there was the Republican convention where he got up and he started talking to a chair, and there was no one in the chair, and he was like acting like there was a person there. It was super weird.
You mean an
uncomfortable.
actor acted?
I think he.
No, it felt like it was an old man who didn't know where he was. I'm sure he was acting, but
I'm sure he's put on a play.
it did not look
It's a
good.
one-man play.
It was not a good look for him.
One-man play is called dementia.
Yeah. It was not a good look. Not a good look. Any other news right now?
No.
Open hailing frequencies.
Open hailing frequencies.
Frequencies open! We got some viewer feedback we want to share with you. Let's start with this nugget.
Hi, this is Charles. Just a couple of thoughts. So first of all, I really enjoyed the beration of Joe last
The
week.
beration of Joe.
I thought it was needed. Quick thought, I do completely agree with Joe. However, first of all, it's a visitor.
Oh, about
Completely
the
agree with
visitor.
Joe. Visitor's overrated. Confusing. It's silly. It doesn't quite hit
Confusing?
the mark.
Silly?
Rob,
Let the men speak,
I
please.
do have a child, so I know you've said it hits different when you're a parent, but
doesn't.
No, average episode of that. Not nearly as highly rated. Way of the Warrior, one of the best episodes of all time. Visitor is the price you pay for watching Visitor. In terms of Riker being, well, first of all, I found it very interesting that Joe kept taking a pause and then saying womanizer. I think he was maybe thinking of using a stronger term, but let's just use the term womanizer. In that episode, okay, even to the extent that he smiles and is nice to a female bartender, and as you posited, would he do that with a male bartender? There's nothing wrong if he wanted to smile at a female bartender or interact differently with a male bartender. He's allowed to be a heterosexual
He's not allowed
man.
to be a predator.
There's nothing wrong with that inherently. And also, I think but more importantly than that, we are missing the key difference is that he's not nearly as creepy as he was in the early seasons.
I mean, that's true.
As evidenced by and I think that change is clear, where I think in the early seasons he would have been much more forward with Data's daughter, not knowing it was Data's daughter. But what was the most recent Q episode? You heard Q say it. You were much more fun before the beard.
That's true.
So I think they took a distinct choice after seasons 1 and 2, and they're like, he's a little creepy. So let's tone him down a little bit, give him the beard, and I think Q spots that. Q's calling that out. And again, I think to Rob's point, I'm not sure if everyone's we're really watching the episodes with that much detail. And we need to be picking up on things like this, because I didn't hear you mention that in that episode either. He has the beard now.
Yeah, Rob.
He's more toned down. He's more of an adult. He's calmed down. A little less creepy, which I think is good for everybody. Yeah, so those are my thoughts. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, bye.
Is there a part 2?
Yeah, there's a part 2, but real quick, I want to
Can we
say
rip apart part 1 first?
Can we? Yeah, because here's my thing. He says in there, Charles, you make a point of saying, I'm not really sure we're watching these episodes with that much detail. That's the whole point of this podcast, Charles.
Yeah, Chuck.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
Oh no.
no.
Oh no.
He co-signed on my B-ration.
Yeah, he did. I'm proud. Charles, never mind. You won me back. That's fine.
So Charles, when this comes across, it said liberation of Joe on like the
We're
translation of it.
What does liberation of Joe mean?
I was excited. I'm like, more listeners on my side.
And then he says, no, the beration of Joe. Okay.
Yeah. And then you lost me.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to follow up on anything else with this before I play the next part of it?
Yeah, it's not about him not being like a heterosexual male. It's the immediate predatory nature in which he moves on these women.
Yeah, he walks in. And,
Like without like it's just he sees a female and it's like, okay,
Female.
I haven't run through this one yet.
Maybe he's part Ferengi.
Maybe.
Which he's allowed to do. He did. There wasn't anything inherently creepy about what he did. He just approached a woman.
What do they
at
call
a bar.
sexual harassment? Unwelcome sexual advances.
Well, okay. The only reason that it's creepy is because of his history, of what we know about him. If it was somebody else, if it was Jordy, he would have been, oh, you're new around here.
No, Jordy's creepy. Have you seen his holodeck programs?
But you wouldn't immediately think that he's
No.
like making a move on.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's because it's Riker, so it's
Yeah.
not. You can't take it. It's not in a vacuum.
So you put Riker in a box. And
Yeah,
no
because
one knows
Riker has
Riker in
put
the box.
himself in the box several times. So
yes,
it's-
he has.
That's
You're
what I'm
damn
saying.
right.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, go to part two.
Part 2 of the voicemail. Here we
See
go.
if it's any more coherent than part one.
Hi, Charles again. I wanted to follow up on your amazing discussion on free speech. Forgot to mention that. Couldn't
Amazing.
agree. Well, again, once again, Rob is the voice of reason. And you said exactly. Societal pressure, societal shame, societal even ostracism is a key part of free speech. In the Supreme Court decisions that establish free speech, it is exceptionally clear. They're saying if a thought is, or if a speech is so vulgar and disgusting, the appropriate thing to do, the right thing to do, is that society will shun it. And the government shouldn't step in to ban such kind of language unless it reaches certain specific categories, because it's the court of public opinion. It's people going, that's stupid, or challenging it. It is what's supposed to happen. So completely agree. People cry, free speech, man, when people, not the government, just normal people are criticizing or saying you shouldn't say that. That's not free speech. They don't understand it. Good job.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
You know what
Hey,
the quote says?
I will say
Free-
that is your crowning moment on this podcast. The only one.
But we agreed with him. How come he gets all the credit?
Because he is technically our voice of reason. Because it's
No,
usually
he's
you.
not.
It's usually you and me arguing, and then Rob's
that's
like,
true.
"Bro, calm down. You're both dumb."
The free speech thing, when someone says free speech, it reminds me of like second grade, where a second grader says free speech, and you're like, you're an
Yeah.
idiot.
Yep.
And it just makes me think that person heard that in second grade and go, yeah,
And then
little
I
Millie has a point.
and I
I
did
think
no
there's a-
studying after that.
Yeah.
I think there's a large swath of the population that walks around with just a ton of second grade knowledge that they didn't bother moving on from.
And if I point that out to them, they're like, why are you trying to limit my free speech? I go, just explain why I'm trying to limit your free speech, because you're a fucking moron.
Yes, exactly.
No one's trying to. We're trying to limit you from being called an idiot
Yeah.
publicly.
Right. And you
Which would-
yeah.
You should thank us.
I think, like Charles' point is, typically society would be the judger of that and determine, hey, look, this is crossing a line or not. The issue we're running into now is a large sect of our population now is so brainwashed and so wrapped in crap that they can't see. They can't see that
Well,
what they're saying and doing is inappropriate and wrong anymore.
okay, so I agree to what he's saying, but like we mentioned last week, the Second Amendment was written before we had these military grade weapons that the public is
Yeah.
just has access to,
Yeah.
right? So now you have these antiquated laws that were not meant to govern.
No one calls America antiquated.
but they weren't
Dare
meant.
you?
But they weren't meant to
America!
govern this modern weaponry.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing a similar shift in social media. So the free speech part was written when it was just speech. Now we have social media. my God. I'm trying to make a point here.
America!
Never mind. I don't know why I try this. I don't know why I try.
I'm sorry, and it's also a bald eagle
I know.
running around with
machine guns. It's amazing.
It's incredible. But continue as you watch the eagle with machine guns. This is why the Second Amendment was written, because we can't have eagles with machine guns.
And an Uzi. I want an Uzi.
But I mean, we all agree that social media is essentially like they're the AR-15s of speech.
Right.
Yeah.
But couldn't you say, like, this goes back to the argument we made last with the First Amendment. They didn't envision a rapid communication network like we have today.
But that's what I'm saying, that these.
I think the whole free speech argument is better now because of the random of everything now.
I think what's so interesting is this is an argument. I mean, you're going back to the 18th century here, where you had the arguments between the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists, right? And one side argues that once the laws are established, they are written in stone and they're not made to be changed. Another one's like, well, it's a living, breathing document. Like, let's talk about the Constitution. It's a living, breathing document. We should evolve it. We should change it. And there's still a large portion of our population today, particularly conservatives within government, who don't believe the Constitution should ever, ever be touched. Yet, when the Constitution was established, what's the first thing they did? Crap, here's a Bill of Rights, because this doesn't really cover everything. So here's our first two amendments to the Constitution. Then we continue making amendment after amendment after amendment. And somewhere along the way, we've just stopped and we're like, no, we don't need to do that. Somewhere, like, when was the last amendment?
We should have,
in the 70s?
That was abortion, wasn't it?
No.
We should have, like,
the women's suffrage.
No.
Black rights?
We should have, like...
It's the 27th Amendment was the last one, 92. And it requires any change to the rate of compensation for members of the U.S. Congress has to happen for the next session, like, so they can't give themselves pay raises.
Yes. I don't know if I trust the people in our government to make an amendment or change an amendment.
27?
Not now. Yeah, 27.
Either side.
It's an unlucky number.
It is not a good number. Yeah.
The 27 club.
And the 26 was the age of voting was 18. So that was 20, that one. Yeah. What year was that?
We should have
71.
We should have 200 or 300 by now.
I think we should have at least like one every 20 years or so. So if you factor that in, actually that would line up.
Could you imagine? There's no way that an amendment would ever get passed. Today.
Oh, no. Because they're so partisan. They will refuse to support it even if they know it's for the best of the country. If we came out with something today that said, any person who, like, if an amendment came out that said, we will not let any person who tries to institute a coup run for president, there's going to be one party who's like, no, we're not going to vote for that, right? Even though it's common sense.
On a lower scale, if you made a amendment that says we're going to give everybody $1,000 a year, people would still say no.
Well, yeah, because where does that money come from?
Well, It doesn't even matter that. I'm just saying it's a
fiscally conservative Rob wants to just piss out money, $1,000 a year.
But
I'm just saying that's an amendment. That's for life.
You can do it on me. You can. Go for it.
That's for life, buddy.
I'm just saying nobody's going to agree on it.
Yeah, because what if you live longer? How come he got $98,000 and I only got $79,000?
Well, it's taxed probably.
Yeah,
or it's not taxed.
Yeah, so you're getting what, $700 then?
Yeah.
What would be a no-brainer?
And no, I would never be for that amendment.
What would be a no-brainer amendment to the Constitution?
The day
734-494-0980.
The amendment, the day after the Super Bowl is a national holiday.
Yes. God.
Hold on.
Can we get behind that one?
My 27th Amendment, Election Day shall be a holiday.
Yes.
No one shall be required to work.
That should be an amendment. 28th Amendment.
Can we move it to February?
Yes. No. I don't want to have to do anything.
No, because it's further. Yeah, that's true. But I support Joe's more.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would run on that. If I ever were elected to office, that would be my platform.
That would be 100% my platform.
I mean, it's bipartisan.
I believe no one should have to work after the Super Bowl.
There was one
Everyone is drunk and hungover.
There was one more that I was like, this is also bipartisan, but I forget what it was.
Don't know.
I don't know either. But the day after the Super Bowl is 100% something I would run on. I don't know why. You should be. You know what? They should make it every president should be required to submit one amendment to vote. like to
And
Congress.
if it gets voted down, it gets
Yeah, it
voted
gets voted,
down.
but you should be required. You have to.
Okay.
I mean, what if it gets passed?
My unpopular one would be I'd institute term limits for everything.
Oh yeah.
Biden proposed an amendment to the "No one is above the law" amendment to supersede the 2024 case of Trump for the United States, which granted presidents immunity for official acts.
That probably should have passed.
Someone,
Like an amendment to the Constitution.
yeah, there was a parental rights amendment where people wanted to be like, no one can tell my kid what to read or what, it's of the book banning.
Those
group, I
don't
think.
sound like amendments to me. Those sounds more like laws or something.
Yeah.
Like an amendment to me is like something that is like you said, voting day.
Okay.
Like that is it's very overreaching, like it's
Super Bowl Sunday Monday.
That
yes.
could benefit all of Americans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not something that sounds because yeah, those sound good, but they sound partisan.
Let's unite people. Let's not separate people. Let's
Right.
unite people.
Everybody votes, no matter who you vote for. Everybody should vote. You get the day off. Who doesn't like a day off?
Mm-hmm.
You get the day off. So it'll be easy. I think that was my other one.
Okay.
Was you get voting day off was a national holiday, and I'm creating 2 more holidays. That's what I'm doing, and I'm winning the presidency by a landslide, even with all the skeletons in my closet.
You got skeletons in your closet?
I mean,
Some aren't skeletons, some are actual bodies.
Are you bringing them out for Halloween?
Yeah.
Speaking of skeletons, shall we move on to talk about killing Cleons and dead people at Kittimer?
Sure.
The Kittimer Massacre.
All right. We're moving on to Trek. Baby, we got 2 episodes to review with you today. And those 2 episodes are Sins of the Father and Allegiance. Sins of the Father. As a part of the Federation Cleon Officer Exchange Program, Kern comes on the Enterprise. We know Kern. He was in Star Trek Deep Space Nine an episode.
More than one. Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah. All right, Kern's here. He's serving as the first officer, and he's a little out of place, But Worf confronts him later because Kern's being mean. He's like, "Bro, you're my brother."
Actually, he wasn't being mean. He was being nice.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it turns out that Kern is wanting to get Worf to come back to the planet because they're about to basically shun Worf's whole family, and we can't have that. We can't have Worf shunned. So Worf is like, "I'm gonna go back about this, and we're gonna fight about this." The argument is Worf's daddy did something bad. Yes, I said daddy, but I didn't say daddy.
Jesus.
Worf's dad did something bad, so Worf travels back and he's trying to defend him. And basically, there was a massacre in Kittimer, and they're blaming Worf's dad for part of the massacre. And so during this whole thing, there's Duras there. He's the rival of the Moes, and he's kind of like fighting against them. Turns out he was being framed all along. Worf never did anything. In fact, it was Duras, his family, it was his father who was doing the act of betrayal.
Dun, dun, dun.
However, because the Cleon Council is just in such a disarray and such a mess, the Duras family is too strong. They're like, "Look, Worf, we're not going to allow you to present any evidence. You're screwed no matter what." And he's like, "Fine, you can shun me, but please leave a place for Kern, my brother. Please don't let him lose a place." So he takes it's called a discommendation. So he takes that. The Cleons, including Kern, all turn their backs on a disgraced Worf, and he and Picard leave the hall. So there is your first episode.
Good Worf episode.
Yes. I think I just
Paints Worf in a very good light.
I don't like Cleon episodes. I don't know what it is. They don't racist.
That is true.
They don't hit for me. I don't know why.
I thought this episode was really good.
I did too.
I didn't think it was bad. That's what sucks about this. Like I thought I would.
But
really...
it had the Klingons in it. He doesn't like those.
I don't like the Klingons.
What if they were Romulans? You think it would be better?
Romulans telling the story about Worf does make sense.
No. Well, but what if it was just Romulans when it was?
What is their skin complexion?
That's what I'm. That's what I'm saying.
Kidding. No.
He likes the greens.
Yeah, the Romulan. If it was a Romulan episode, fine.
Yeah.
I don't see any problem with it.
Frankie, cool.
I think it's maybe just. I think it's a little bit that DS9 burned me out a bit on the Cleons, and DS9 also made the Cleons a little bit more I don't know. I like the Klingons to always be a threat and not look like they don't have their act together. Like I like the idea that they are a proud, honorable warrior
But
culture.
why would they always? They don't ever seem like to me a group that would always have their act together.
Right, because they are so aggressive, right? So why
Right.
would they all be together? Yeah, I don't know. It's a
You know-
weird thing to describe.
Star Trek 6 is a Klingon episode.
Like I thought.
I know, but it's a battle between an aggressive Klingon and like the more
I know.
down to earth.
I thought this.
Klingons.
I thought this presented Klingon culture in a very real light.
Well, and also realistic. Like
Yeah.
this would happen here in our world, right?
Oh yeah. Someone
Oh
was
my God,
framed. Yeah. Absolutely.
Someone's framed, and it's because they don't want someone else to go down because it'll cause bigger issues.
And in
Mhm.
ways, it kind of showed the beginning of the fall of the Klingon Empire
does,
because they got wrapped up in the politics of it all rather than the honor of it all.
And we see
Yeah.
this play out in DS9.
Yeah. So I
where-
think DS9 is kind of a catalyst from all of this.
right.
Like that's the fallout of this is sort of the genesis of
Yeah.
it.
Once they start conspiring to keep someone's name clean.
Well, I think Star Trek 6 is the first time you really hear of the Klingon Empire kind of rotting and being in disarray, right?
Yeah.
Before that, you don't really hear that. And
Stupid
they're like,
Praxis.
yeah, with Praxis, and maybe that's part of it, like once Praxis exploded. But I think the whole point of Star Trek 6 was to show this is basically the USSR.
Oh, 100%
Klingons
was.
were the USSR, and while they show strength outwardly, inwardly their infrastructure is collapsing, and it's only a matter of time before it all falls apart. And then that's what happens in episode 6 of Star Trek, and now we're seeing some of the outcome of that. I'm assuming this Kittimer they're referencing it was part of the Kittimer Accords.
I would assume so too. So the timeline I'm a little confused on because if you throw in the Enterprise C in the equation too.
When were the Kittimer Accords? Was that in?
Well, so they're talking about
2293.
Was that in a movie or?
This was caused by the explosion of Praxis.
Okay.
Oh wait, there was the first one. Yeah, in 2293 when Praxis exploded, they signed the Kittimer Accords, and we watched that episode, right? And then later in Deep Space Nine, we saw it. They signed the treaty, and then in DS9, Gowron withdraws them from the
Kittimer
Kittimer Accords.
but they were in war during Star Trek. Sorry, yesterday's Enterprise, or not? They were in conflict, maybe.
So
Yeah, but that was only 22 years prior.
Yeah, that's true because all wounds don't heal in 20. I get what you're saying. I think it was over analyzing it a little bit too much.
let's see. I'm gonna see what I can find on here. Continue talking while I see if I can find some more stuff on this Kittimer thing.
Sure. I kind of dug the chancellor of this council because he was
Boss Nass, is that?
well, yeah, and they were able to maneuver where like Worf's not going to come back for this, so it was a little bit insightful of him.
Yeah.
To try that, and then he was honest with Worf, saying, "You're going to lose, dude. Just give up, leave. Don't worry about it. It's cool, bro. Cut out." But he also knew Duras was a
You can't say that.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He totally was.
yeah. He's all repping hard on Worf, smacks Worf when really he knows it's his dad that did the dirty.
Right.
And you know what the funny thing is, if they would have,
messing with Worf's Riz, shoot,
I bet you if they would have had a
Don't.
oh,
don't.
oh, gosh.
he was totally not Sigma.
Oh my God.
I'm betting you, Worf is actually not an unreasonable man. If they pulled him aside and talked with him about all this beforehand, they might have got him to agree to it to protect Kern. They might have,
Maybe.
but their goal is ultimately to kill Worf here, right? That's the goal. Like, that was going to be it. They were both going to.
Well, because of the
kill him.
Yeah.
because of the trial, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the end result of that trial, typically.
Right, and their goal was what the Chancellor says is we didn't think you'd even come back.
Yes. So
You
they
know,
thought
we
he
thought-
could just live his life.
And
Be cool.
This doesn't really affect you at all. It's about Cleon stuff. We thought you don't really
We're
care
surprised you knocked on the door, bro.
Yeah, like we didn't think this was going to be an issue. Now you're saying this is an issue? Now we
Yeah.
got problems, right?
Yeah.
I looked up the Kittimer thing, and really all it is a neutral site with the Federation and the Cleon Empire. And in 2346, they were attacked by Romulans. 4,000 people were killed, among them Mulch and Gerard.
Hang on.
Only 2 survivors were believed to have been rescued by the USS Intrepid.
I liked the scene where Worf basically chose Picard to
Oh
come with him.
Yeah.
That was a
It
good
showed
scene.
it showed that he saw him like, and it was almost like a father figure,
Yep. I
like
was thinking the same thing.
way that it kind of played out.
Yeah.
Like there's no one else there's no one I'd rather have.
Plus, he's pretty diplomatic in the process. I like Worf or Captain Picard talking crap
Yeah.
to Duras.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
What was the line?
Hey, when in Rome.
Yeah, he's like, you're more than willing to test that. What was that?
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up. Give me a second.
Duras basically
He said
Picard.
something about like, I'll fight you, bitch, and he's like, fucking test me, bitch.
Yeah, come at me,
Come
bro.
at me, bro.
Test me.
Let's see. I'm gonna see what I can find
Come
here.
at me, bro.
Come at
I would love to hear Patrick Stewart say, "Come at me, bro."
I dare you.
Let's
I dare
throw.
you.
Oh, what was it? This is not your world, human. You cannot command here. I'm not here to command. Then you must be ready to fight. Something Starfleet does not teach you.
Bring it, bitch.
You may test that assumption at your convenience.
That's Picard for bring it, bitch.
That's Picard doing a crossover and then laying up that three, saying, "Come on,
Ka-cha!
come on," leaving his hand up in there, saying, "Kobe."
I mean, he used to get in a lot of bar fights back in the day.
That's
Picard
true.
did. That's why he has a fake heart
That's right.
or a bum heart.
Fake.
Fake heart.
It's
yeah.
fake. I also appreciate it in little ways when they're trying to like get all the information from the Intrepid or the Romulans or whatever it was.
Mhm.
Everybody had kind of a role. It showed that Picard was down on the planet. Riker was able to kind of spearhead the investigation.
Yeah.
Crusher found good information. Data found good information. And Riker kind of put it all together. I really appreciate that. That it was a Worf/Picard episode, but it gave everybody useful things to do as
Oh,
well.
yeah, like the dinner scenes earlier in the episode were really solid, with
I liked when he was just piling the food on.
yeah,
Do you see he picked like a rose petal, like
yeah,
like the
and
flower
just,
of a rose, and just put it on there? And,
yeah, because he didn't know.
He
He
didn't
didn't know what was to eat and what's
Oh,
not. to eat.
Kern.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kern did. Yeah, originally in
talking about the dead bird and
Yeah.
I thought,
Your dead fried or dead
Yeah.
dry bird or something like that.
Yeah,
And Picard had the caviar.
caviar he brought for
he
him.
And
just
it's like,
smears it on
This
like,
is for my personal collection. He's like, I'm honored.
and then just smears it on.
I know.
He doesn't want any part of it. That was pretty funny.
Caviar is gross.
Was it caviar or shrimp?
It was caviar.
It was caviar.
I've never had caviar because it just seems gross.
It
to me.
looks gross, so I'm
I've never had it. It just looks gross. I'm
Mm.
not eating it. I'm just going to assume it's disgusting.
call me shallow, but if it looks gross, I ain't eating it.
Can we get a drop of that?
I mean, it's good. That's a good. If it looks gross, if it looks gross, you don't want to.
Suggestions from Rob. If it looks gross,
Deep thoughts.
don't eat it.
Deep thoughts with Gul Dukat.
Yeah.
But
Gosh,
some things can look odd and just turn out to be delicious.
we're not gonna.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true.
A nice throwback to the exchange program where Riker had to go on it.
Yes,
onto
it is.
So a little bit of intercontinuity in the show, tying back to prior episodes.
I like.
I
how-
mean, I like when they do that.
Yeah, me too.
I did. I
Even the
like,
It
subtle
doesn't,
ones.
it doesn't happen often,
No.
and it's always subtle.
well, and just like the thing earlier when they were at dinner, where Kern says to him, he's like, "Yeah, Riker questioned my command earlier. I almost killed him."
Yeah.
He just says it like so matter of fact.
And
Yeah.
everybody laughs, and Kern's like,
Yeah, I was serious.
I was serious. He almost died.
Could've
Thanks
died.
for your suggestion, but no.
He gave. Was it Geordi that was next to him? Didn't he give Geordi a look that was like, "I'll kill you too."
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Geordi
Don't
said
mess with
something.
me,
He's
yeah.
like, "I'll kill you too right now."
Our new commander's
I thought that
unreasonable.
was a good scene. The dinner scene was funny.
Yeah. They've had a couple of funny dinner scenes here, haven't they?
They do well with
Yeah.
food-based comedic scenes.
Like even if you go into Strange New Worlds, it continues.
I mean, they were good comedic scenes based around food or drink in DS9.
Remember those early episodes where like Kira was getting transferred or something like that, and they just had everybody kind of coming into the episode to her quarters.
Yes,
It was just
that was funny.
it was salad.
How long has this bird been dead? It appears to have been lying in the sun for quite some time. Like, that's not dead. Ah, yes, I was told to prepare for that. I shall try some of your burned, replicated bird meat.
But it wasn't replicated, was it?
It was. That
Yeah.
bird was, but
Oh.
the caviar wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
that was
caviar
fresh.
wasn't.
And the line like, "I never kill anyone at the at the supper table, Mr. LaForge." That
I
was,
actually
That
think,
was it.
I actually think that's solid advice. Don't
mean-
kill anybody at the dinner table.
yeah, that's a good.
Probably,
That's good advice.
That's a good.
unless they're taking a slice of my pizza.
Oh, that's true.
That does
That
not.
is-
And especially if it's like from a good pizza place.
Yeah. Then you'll be dead.
Yeah,
You will be
then
a dead
it's an
person.
all-out brawl.
Ooh, pizza you would kill for versus pizza you would let slide
Ooh, that's a good one.
on our next episode.
Patreon. There you go.
Patreon.
I wouldn't kill for Domino's.
We got to do a pizza testing on our Patreon.
Well, that's not a bad idea.
A pizza testing, and just
That's not a bad idea.
yeah, we get like 5 pizzas,
Like the Dave Portnoy test.
and we do it two separate ways, right? One would be chain restaurants. You do 5 chain pizzas, and another would be local pizzerias, 5 pizzerias. Then you
So
taste
10
them.
pieces of pizza? I like where your head is.
Then no, you do them in separate tests, okay?
No,
Then
you
you
do them at the
take
same
the
time.
winners of both, and like the winner of the chain versus the winner of the
And
other
you-
one, and you fight them against one another, and you see who comes out on top.
Oh, so it's a tournament.
And you wouldn't eat the whole.
A pizza turn. Okay, for March.
You wouldn't.
Yes.
You wouldn't eat the whole pizza, right? You
You get
start
a
off with
slice.
taking. Yeah, no, you don't eat a slice. You take a small bite because you.
How do you eat pizza?
Because
No, we're not doing this like a.
you eat it after the taste test is done, but you don't want to be full before you get in the taste test because that will impact your ability to enjoy the pizza.
I
if
could
you're
eat
too
it,
full.
no problem.
Again, I'm gonna clip that. I'm gonna clip that. So
We got some good ideas in this show.
Yeah.
a pizza March Madness.
March
Yes.
Madness pizza eating tournament.
Because we could do a Patreon every single Saturday
Oh my
we
gosh,
record.
You're committing
we-
us to a lot.
We can do the tournament, and that's the month of March.
It's true. We could. All right, we'll figure it
It'll
out.
be after the cruise.
Oh my God, this is great.
So,
Go to Patreon, patreon.com/keeping up with the Kardashians. Get in on the ground floor.
Yes.
yeah, you got a lot
That
to catch up on.
Yeah.
734-494-0980.
You'll be busy until
Call us.
you'll be
Look
busy
on
until
Patreon.
March.
We were told by one of our patrons on a message that they love our Patreon content and they re-listen to them because they enjoy them so much.
Re-listen?
Re-listen.
Who was that?
Samira.
Samira, we
Aw.
love you. We miss you. We hope you're doing well.
We'll work on that. We'll work on
We're
that get
working on
together.
the get-together.
I want to know which ones they re-listened to.
I think
Tell
it's
us.
all.
734-494-0980.
Maybe the Seinfeld review where we found out Joe doesn't know Seinfeld as much as.
Oh my God, I didn't know one question. I nailed all the rest out of the park, and I gave you bonus content.
So, we talk about Next Generation being strictly episodic for the most part.
Yeah.
There is no way they wrote this episode, filmed this episode, put this episode out, and didn't think they'd be doing something with it later. There's no way.
Well, Ronald Moore was involved in this episode.
Yep.
He's the one who pushes for less episodic.
Yes.
More in the serialized. So.
But that was all Gene, and it was Rick Berman, and it was.
Do you think they got pushback during the TNG run, and then they went? So because you said this sort of is a catalyst. This could have been a catalyst for the storyline in DS9. Do you think they picked back up in DS9?
I think it was unintentional more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Then why are you bringing it up? Are you?
I'm just saying it might
No,
happen.
I'm saying, are you suggesting that there's something later down the road that
I was
that
saying
might
there's no way.
lead back
Like
here?
even watching this episode for the first time, you gotta look at this. Like they what do you call it? Discommodate
Yeah. Discommodation.
Worf. There's no way they're gonna let that sit. In theory.
Right, because now he can't wear his thing anymore.
Yeah, but it was on the next
It's on
episode.
the next episode.
But
But he's not on the Klingon Empire, so he can still wear it.
they're not gonna do a main
Like, they
character
don't know.
dirty and not try to fix it.
These episodes all happen in a different timeline. They're all singular episodes in their own version of the.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Because I guarantee you're gonna see Worf with his shit on.
Well, it shit was on in literally the next episode.
Yeah, but you don't know what production order. What were they in this production order as they were in air order?
I don't know. But it's
Well,
back
we'll
on.
s- we'll
It's back
see.
on.
We'll
I
see.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
I mean-
can tell you straight up.
Captain's Holiday. I can't remember if Worf's in that one, but that's next week. So.
Is it on next week already?
Yep. Oh, Captain's Holiday. Where we get to see the Horgon.
We get to go to Ryza.
We're
Nice.
going to Ryza.
Well,
Speaking of getting a rise, should we move on to?
this must have been the Riker calm before the storm. Then
Should we move
Riker's like-
on to Allegiance?
sure.
Yeah.
Why not? It was the second episode.
Shall we move on to Allegiance? We shall move on to Allegiance. Allegiance. So Picard's just chilling in his bed, reading some of his magazines. You know, Picard likes his magazines. And all
It was
this,
a book. It's a dirty novel.
It's a dirty novel. There you go. It's smut. He's reading it smut. And all of a sudden he gets beamed off the ship, and the crew panics. They're like, "What's going on? Where's the captain?" Worf goes storming to his room, knocks on his door. No one answers. He enters emergency code. All of a sudden, door opens. Captain Picard is there. How can he be there? Because we also see Captain Picard in a prison. I know, right? He's in this prison, and there's a cadet from Starfleet and this guy who's just a prick because he's so smart. So pricks are usually smart. Smart people are usually pricks, or pricks are usually smart.
Nah, pricks are not usually smart.
No, they're
Smart
not.
people are usually pricks.
Yeah. So, anyways, this guy's super smart and is a jerk, and he's like, "We're stuck here," and Picard's like, "We got to figure out a way
That's
out."
why I'm a nice guy.
They spend all this time trying to figure out a way out. All of a sudden, another guy, Chelnoth, is beamed there. He's just like basically a feral Cleon, basically.
Yeah, essentially, very
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. And he's wanting
It's
to
'cause he's
kill
brown,
everyone,
wasn't
and this whole
Nick.
time this is going on.
They all look like.
So the whole time this is going on, the doppelganger Picard is roaming around the ship having a ball. Okay, he's redirected. The
Beverly
ship
almost had a ball.
Himself.
He's
Yeah.
whining, dining, and
Yeah, he tries to sleep with Beverly, but then kicks her out of the room. He blue balls Beverly.
he did.
Blue ball.
totally
Beverly.
blue balled
That's her
her.
name, Blue Ball Beverly. And then he goes to 10 forward, gets everyone drunk, and sings sea shanties with them. And the crew's like, something is wrong with this guy.
I like the new Picard.
I like, this is.
I didn't.
Yeah. So he's directing them to like this sun, this quasar, and they're like, "Why are you doing this?" And he gets them closer and closer and closer, and the crew is not having it. And then finally, there's like a mutiny against him. And then right at that moment, the other Picard beams in because on his other planet, he figured out the whole time the cadet was not actually a cadet. She mentioned some facts that she should not have known. So Picard knew they were being tested like lab rats. And once he reveals that, these aliens reveal themselves. They transport him back to the ship. Picard puts them in a trap too and says, "How do you like these nuts now?" And then they leave. And that's the end of the episode. Everyone's like, "We're happy to have you back." And then Beverly walks in and she's like, "I'm not."
No, she looked at him. She was like, "What's up, dog?"
No, because that's the wrong Picard.
Oh, that's true.
She wanted to bang the fake Picard.
She went to bang
Yeah,
the
she
fake
did.
Picard. She didn't. She thought it was the real Picard, but she
Man,
wanted that.
he was charming the hell out of her.
I know.
He was working that Riz for reals.
He had some.
Okay,
He had
good
some
use of it.
Yeah.
He definitely had Riz.
Oh yeah, especially in this one, the way he talked to her at the dinner table.
Then
yeah.
he just kicks her out. He's like, "All right, beat it."
He just stands by the door. Bye. Closes
Goodbye.
the door right on her face, smiling at her the whole time. And she's like, "What is he doing? Is he playing a game with me?" And then the door shuts.
She's like, "No, we can't do it." And he's like, "Maybe you're right. Get out."
No, she was down.
She was
Because
DTF.
He says, "Maybe we can't do it," and he's like, "Well, maybe we can't. But
Let's
let's
dance."
dance anyways."
Yeah.
And then she's the one who goes in for the kiss.
I want to re-edit that scene so it says plays Barry White's "Let's Get It On." They're dancing to that.
It's Marvin Gaye.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
Something I would actually prefer this.
That's fun.
Dance with me, Jean-Luc. Okay, Beverly. I will.
This is
Make
from the
it so.
late 20th century.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, she was the one who leaned in for the kiss.
Yeah.
Now he was still working her, right? Obviously.
Yeah, he
like,
was.
He got her. He got her hot. If you know what I mean.
Imagine a replicated Riker.
No, he would be the exact opposite. He'd be gay. He'd just run around banging
I
all
don't-
guys.
I don't think Riker sees sex.
Well, then wouldn't Picard be gay? Unless Picard's gay now. Like
yeah,
it doesn't.
but Picard is like
He's gay for Beverly.
I'm gay for you, Beverly.
Picard is repressed
I'm going
sexually.
to use that when we're out in public next time.
Picard is repressed sexually, so now he's not, right? Picard is not emotional and friendly crew, so now he is. So Riker would be the really cold, mean gay boyfriend who was constantly insulting.
I don't think you know how this works.
I don't know. It's just a concept I'm working on.
Okay. Flesh it out. You know what I mean?
You got it. You got it, sir. So,
This episode stunk.
Stunk.
Yeah, it was just. I didn't like it.
what didn't you like? Like, was it
It just made the
both
crew look
storyline?
like idiots for the most part. Like
Really?
I think they were on to him pretty
I thought-
quick.
except for Beverly.
Except for Beverly. She was on. She wanted to
Oh,
be on to
yeah.
him.
I don't know.
You're
just,
a
I
very
didn't
attractive
like,
man.
I just didn't like it. It
Yeah.
just didn't. It didn't land for me.
Didn't land for you. The only part of it that didn't land for me as much was the Beverly part because he was acting entirely different than he had
Way
ever
out of
acted
character.
from-
Like completely.
and Riker saw it right away.
Yeah.
Deanna saw it right away. Geordi saw. Everyone
Well,
saw it.
I was surprised by because Deanna spent a lot of time around him in close proximity. She didn't pick up anything.
Well, because she can only read emotion. She can't read like actual.
Yeah, she's an empath. She's not.
And
But
the whole-
wouldn't she? So his
Wait,
emotions are his
Yeah.
emotions should be this.
yeah,
should
she
be
should be
different.
sensing deception, right?
Yeah.
But
she
maybe
can-
because it's an alien species, it can guide that. Because she couldn't read certain other species.
Yeah, and they were super. So okay, so here's my question. There's a couple things actually. Now that I think about it, why were they going to the quasar?
He didn't tell them. Remember? He said we got a secret mission. He pulled
No,
Riker
I know, but why were the aliens taking him
because
there?
he's testing the
It was
crew to see
just
how far they would go.
How far he could push them,
Yeah.
acting differently. So that they were being tested.
So,
because-
okay,
Oh yeah, they're part of the experiment as well.
But so what if they never picked up on it? They would just they didn't the aliens didn't seem like the species that would be.
Well, this show would
They
have
would
been
kill
7
them.
seasons then.
I think this is the equivalent of a rat in a maze or whatever, or a lab rat. They don't care if they die. Like a scientist doesn't necessarily care if the lab rat dies as long as they get their data and their information out of it. I think that's the same thing with these aliens.
guess.
I agree.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I thought the aliens were actually pretty good aliens. Like kind
They
of
weren't really antagonists. They were
they,
just
they were just idiots.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, they were just idiots. They're just like poking the bear. Hey, what are you gonna
But
do
they
this?
were just they really were just like experimentalists.
Yeah.
They're just we're running experiments
Yeah,
to
we don't
get
understand
data.
why you're so pissed off.
Yeah.
I
We don't
mean, I get
understand
why
that.
they were pissed off, but it was like I didn't really like that Picard teased them at the end. That also seemed a little out of character. Like, how do you like it now?
I don't think
Because
it was
they weren't malicious.
but up until that point,
So
see,
you want almost destroying the Enterprise?
I don't mind them.
That's not malicious. You said that they're just scientists.
Yeah.
See,
They're just getting their data.
I didn't mind Picard's move here because as he was explaining it to these aliens, they're like, I don't get it. I don't get what the big deal is. You're fine. I don't get what the big deal is. You're fine. So he had to do something to them to help them realize how their actions hurt others so they wouldn't go around and do it to other people.
Okay.
Like, that's the way I looked at it for Picard.
I agree with him
I mean,
What? Why?
because I think it's accurate.
was there a little bit of torture there? Probably.
I don't mean if
But-
they were in the shield for like 3 seconds. Come on, it wasn't
No,
torture.
we can't do this.
It was
But
it was taunting. Yeah. Was he taunting? Yes. Was he trying to teach them that maybe that's not cool? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
While taunting them? Yes.
I mean, he just spent like 3/4 of an episode in a was it the cerebral maze or
If you had
whatever
to
it
deal
was
with
called?
that douchebag that thought he was better than everybody, you would be bitter too.
Gosh, that
Oh,
guy-
was it the Sydney Opera House head guy?
Yes.
what was his name?
The Kai Wynn hat before Kai Wynn had it.
No, his hat looked like the Sydney Opera House.
Kova Thol of Mizar.
Oh yeah, Thol.
He was the
Bum.
worst.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
He kind of looks like the aliens from Star Trek Insurrection a little bit. A little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. No, they stretch their head.
I know.
He looks like Blue Darth Maul
A little bit.
with no horns.
With no horns.
So he's not horny.
No horns.
He's not horny. Darth Maul, horny. This one, not horny.
Also, like, can you really be a pacifist if you're that much of a prick? Because someone's going to start something with you at some
Well,
point. Because he kept talking about how he was a pacifist.
well,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
he's a pacifist.
he is a
not-
pacifist. That's pretty spot on.
Yeah, but he's constantly calling everyone else
That's what
idiots.
pacifists
It-
do.
it doesn't. Have you
No.
met a pacifist?
I'm kind of a pacifist.
No, you're not. Not like that.
No, I'm not like that. But I
He
think,
thought his shit didn't stink.
I think war is stupid.
Well, that's
That's
dumb.
not really a pacifist. You just think war's stupid.
War.
I don't think we need to have war.
Yeah.
Was what we're not going to get into that.
Well, naive.
War is awesome.
It's not awesome, but it's
No.
unfortunately not everybody's going to be in a perfect world. We're going to be like, hey,
But if everyone's a pacifist like me, we would be.
your expectations are unrealistic.
Your expectations are unrealistic. You suck.
My expectations.
I'm going to declare war on you.
Bring it on, sister.
Wouldn't it be awesome to have neighborhoods that actually go to war with each other? Like Canterbury Wells Condo
Oh my
Association
God.
declares war against the place down the
We're
road.
going after you, Livonia.
And
Oh my
there's
God.
just like little wars going on.
Nick, wouldn't it be? I hate war. Nick, here's Nick. I hate war. It's unnecessary. I'm very anti-war. Also, Nick, wouldn't it be great if we had like little mini civil wars
Yeah.
all the time?
Yeah, well, those homeowner associations have it coming to them, don't
Yes,
they?
they do actually.
So like
You could go in
Okay,
and
so
conquer
do
New.
you see the point of war now?
Oh, okay. Now I'm for war.
Just think of it on a bigger scale. Like,
okay, now
Just
this makes
compare it to
sense.
homeowners associations, and that's why you go to
That's
war.
just think of
that
if
makes sense.
Russia had like a homeowners association.
Like if they were President Karen was in charge,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she was writing strongly worded letters and telling me what color I can paint my country.
You cannot put that color siding on your house.
How dare you? Who do you think you are?
There's my neighbor Putin. He told me I put my garbage cans out too early again. So he slashed my tires.
I don't like your flag color. Take it down. These colors don't run.
That's right.
Karen.
Don't tread on me, Karen.
Karen. So,
Okay, when
speaking of allegiance,
these colors don't run, what do you think of when? Because is that like a double meaning? Is that a double meaning?
well, yeah, we don't run from the war,
Right, run.
but also that the colors on the flag won't run.
That's
Like,
what I
they
thought.
won't
Like when you
bleed.
launder the flag, like during I'm like, oh, it's a laundry thing.
Yeah, they're not going to bleed.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's like a Tide commercial.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh, these colors don't run. I'm like, oh, good, you do your laundry properly.
Yeah,
Like,
we take care of our clothes. Yeah.
and I was like, oh, they don't run like they don't run from war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Except
Yeah.
for Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iran,
We didn't run.
We didn't.
Mogadishu.
Vietnam, we didn't run. We lost.
Yeah, we lost Vietnam.
Yeah.
That's not running.
We didn't run. We withdrew. We
Yes.
withdrew.
We're like, you know what?
Good game. It was a
Maybe- yeah.
GG.
And that's still crazy to think that was never an actual war. We never declared war. And like we were in it how long? Like 7, 8 years. And
But it's called the Vietnam War.
not for us. I mean, well, yeah, for us, but like it was never an official declaration of
So
war.
what is it like the conflict in Vietnam? Is that what it's called?
I
I think
don't,
Vietnam people are like, we got one on the U.S.
Is this
Bam.
the Mandela effect where you're gonna Google Vietnam War and it says you're gonna link you to the Wikipedia page for the conflict in Vietnam?
well, it says the Vietnam War was a conflict in
Oh,
Vietnam.
son of a bitch.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't think the U.S. ever declared war in that one. If I'm correct,
Hey, you know what? Smart. You can't lose if you don't declare war.
That's true. That's true.
I'm telling you. Let me just.
It was a
type
conflict, and it was
US.
resolved not in our favor. That is different than declaring war and losing.
That's right.
I thought it was just a presidential action. No, the United States did not declare war on Vietnam.
So technically, we didn't lose.
it was a proxy war between the U.S. and Soviet Union. That was basically it. They authorized troop deployment in Vietnam, but because they did not issue a declaration of war on North Vietnam or the Viet Cong, the Vietnam War is, technically speaking, not considered a war in the United States.
Okay.
So allegiance.
The allegiance, yeah. So, so we have horny Picard who knows how to sing.
I did. One thing I did like about this episode was when Riker took command.
Mhm.
Like everybody was on
Everyone
his
backed
side.
him.
Like they were like, yeah, we agree.
Well, and even
This is
like,
not
Well,
this
he
is not Picard.
did talk to a couple people beforehand, but I don't think Worf was in that group
but
initially.
he was measuring.
I don't think Wesley was either.
no, and
Because
he was,
Wesley was like, he was even a bit more hesitant than
Oh, for
Worf
sure.
was.
yeah,
Yeah, and Wesley was probably like, Riker's going to bang me if I don't follow his command.
right. Especially if the doppelganger alien comes in and replaces him,
Yeah.
because it's going to reverse what he likes to do. So,
No, did he?
No, did he? Riker, baby oil.
oh gosh,
I'm going to replicate some oil.
you know, it's kind of cool the storyline they did with Riker though, because initially, you know, Picard, the fake Picard, brings him in the office and he's like, I'm not going to be telling you some things. Can you handle that? He's like, yeah. Like, right. So like, this is a guy who trusts his captain explicitly, and I think that's an important scene to happen, because you can't. Just
Oh, you have to have that scene. You have
you
to.
need to have
Yeah.
that scene to show that Riker has full confidence and trust in Picard, so that later on when he does that, he knows it's not Picard, right? Like, this isn't his captain. He doesn't need to follow him, right? They didn't think it wasn't Picard. They thought he was under control of something, right?
Yeah.
Alien influence.
Oh, I like that scene too. I like how they knew it was not perfect in any way, and he's like, "Well, sir, I find it hard to believe that you're that good of a singer." Like at the end of it,
Yeah.
Replica was convincing, but not perfect.
Frakes can really deliver those kind of lines.
And Beverly's like, "He was perfect to me."
Yeah.
I felt it dancing. It
Mhm.
moved. It moved.
Okay, so if let's say this alien race comes into this room,
Yeah.
and they replace you or you What's the opposite version of you like? Or what's the alien race's version of you like?
I think that'd be more fun for us to answer about each other. I would say.
Nick would have hair.
Picard didn't, though.
That's true. Okay, it's not physical. I don't know.
I think I would be very dry and boring.
Yeah, you would.
That's
You wouldn't
implying
be.
I'm not boring now, but
Well, you're very much.
I'm
Outgoing.
emoting. I'm a big emoter.
Yeah. So you would be quiet. You kind of be quiet and keep to
Withdrawn.
yourself and withdrawn.
Would never look people in the eyes. If you notice, I look people in the eyes all the time.
I notice.
It's some people like pick up on it and they're like, "You always are looking me in the eyes." I'm like, I just feel like it's polite to do. I don't like
Yeah.
looking. Now we're gonna all just stare at each other. In
I don't
the
know.
eyes.
I would be.
You,
I'd be nice.
no, you'd be like a peacekeeper all the time. You'd be like, guys, let's not
Cover
fight
lighting.
about this. No, both sides are right. No, we can see both sides of the argument.
Well, now I know you guys think I'm an instigator.
No,
so
no, no,
that's
no, no.
nice.
No, like that's the thing. When you take a side, you take a strong side. You're the guy who's like, yeah, there are no rules to war.
There are
Kill
no
'em
rules
all.
to war.
Children, women die.
Fuck them.
Exactly, right? So you would not think that way.
Don't fuck kids.
No Diddy.
Can that be a new thing where we're talking about something? No Diddy.
But yeah, if I
No.
you would know in an instant if you just brought up war, and I'm like, yeah, I don't. That we really shouldn't be
we
doing
really
this.
should,
You know, guys,
we really should negotiate
Yes.
I
first.
don't think this
Can
is
we
a good
work?
idea.
We can work this out, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah.
I'm like, bomb them.
Oh, and you would also like really hate music too. You'd be like,
Oh yeah.
music is overrated. You'd be like a huge fan of like
Country
Oh,
music. Country music is what
Rascal
if
Flatts.
I came in here and I was like, guys, I saw the funniest episode of Scrubs last night, you'd be like, oh my god, something is
That's a great reference.
something is up with
yeah,
this
something
guy.
is wrong. Something is wrong.
I
like-
don't think it's Joe.
Scrubs is not that good, Joe. It's no Seinfeld. And you're like, are you kidding me? Scrubs is a masterpiece
Yeah.
compared to Seinfeld. That would be
I
good.
was wrong the entire time, guys.
It's not Joe. It's not
It's not
him.
Joe. There's someone inside the house. What about Rob?
I'd like the Beatles, that's for sure.
You would like
Yeah.
the Beatles, and you would talk about you'd talk about like how excited you are for
No.
Wesley in another episode because you love children.
He would remember shit. He'd be like, you remember?
You remember in the last episode when we
Yeah.
talked about this, and be like, "That's not Rob." He
That's
doesn't
not
remember
Rob.
anything.
Rob, you would just be recalling stuff from like a decade or two ago, and we're like, that's not Rob.
That
And
is-
then he'd be like, "Guys, can we record on a different night? I'm going to a hockey game later." And we're like, "What?
What?
What just happened?
What is wrong
not
with this
Rob.
man? It's not
Yeah.
Rob." I
Nope.
like that he's remembering.
Yeah, that's true. Head injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Should we go to rating these episodes?
Let's rate them up.
All right. So the first one, Sins of the Father. I wanted to like it a lot. I didn't like it that much. It's still not
Racist.
bad.
6.66.
Six.
Nick gives it a 6.6.
That's a rating. That's a mid rating. That's allowed, by the way. 6.66.
I think I'm a 6 for this episode.
I'm a lot higher than that. I'm
Yeah,
just trying to decide where my.
That's fine. You could be wrong.
It'd be a first time for everything.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go a flat 8.
That's what I thought.
See, I was
Because
thinking-
I feel
8.5
like I can read your ratings.
but 8.5 is like that's
really good.
that is really good. You're trending into like great territory. But 7.5, it
Does it-
seems like it's not quite there yet. And I thought this was a really solid episode. I liked
I
it.
was thinking 8 or 7.5 myself, but you just put me to 8 because you're right.
Okay. All right. So 6, 8, and 8. Allegiance. I
Mm.
give Allegiance a 6.5. I enjoyed it more than Sins of the Father.
What?
I thought it was more it was
Wow.
a
You
fun episode. I thought.
You just want to like get with Beverly. You're like Picard. I'm living vicariously.
She did look good. Though.
She did, for
looked
real,
good.
though.
She did. She brushed her hair. She looked good. She did look good.
She cleaned up. She
That's
cleaned up
a
nice.
getting ready when you know you're gonna get laid.
It was absolutely. And you see what Picard was wearing? He was wearing like this
That
like,
little thing.
It's like a
looks good on
silk bathrobe.
Yeah, exactly.
I
It
don't
was
know.
Barely covering.
Tell you
him.
what, works for him.
It
There
did.
was some nipple chafing in that outfit.
It
probably.
works for Picard though.
It did. It works for him.
Not even gonna
We're
lie.
gonna see him wear that on Ryza next week.
6.5.
6.5.
What's funny is your 6.5s are different.
I know they're very different reasons.
I would give this a 5.5.
5.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wow. Wow.
Which is only. It's funny. It's only 1 point lower than what you scored it, but we think of this episode so differently.
Very,
It's
very
wild, isn't it?
differently.
Yeah.
Where I had so much fun with this episode, and you did not. You did not.
Well, I just thought it
It was
it
out of
fell
character.
flat a little bit. I mean, the idea of the episode was good. I liked some things in it, but overall it just didn't move the needle for me.
I hear you.
But it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I've seen worse.
Yeah.
We have all seen worse. One of the things that I've really noticed so much this season is that when you watch season 1 and 2, you watch those episodes and you're like, I just never need to watch these again, ever. Season 3 I'm watching, I'm like, yeah, I'm getting to the point now where I'm like, I've seen this episode like 10 times in my life because like these are good episodes for the most part.
I'm even seeing episodes where I'm like, I would watch this again.
Yeah.
Or I want to. There are some
Yeah.
episodes where it's
There's
like I
still
want
some-
to watch this.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch Sins of the Father again.
I
And
did
Yesterday's
too.
Enterprise.
I did too. Yeah,
Yesterday's
exactly.
Enterprise. Yeah, because you had no clue what was going on in
No,
yesterday's
I want to
Enterprise.
see it again. This time, not being a complete idiot.
Like a pop-up video where little things pop up and tell you what's going on.
You watch it with me, and I got you. I'll explain it.
Pop-up
Pop-up.
video. Oh, I love that.
So we all did. Pop-up video was the best. Now try to find a music video.
Okay, hold on.
We can do a pop-up video
We have to do like a.
to the Toy Time video. We just take the Toy Time video, do a pop-up video for it.
Okay, it's got to go on the board.
It's so easy.
It's already done. We just need to add. And we can.
So,
Okay.
For those of you that are listening, we
That's an easy one.
over on
We can
Patreon
do that in a weekend.
we have some videos that we've made that were the genesis of some kind of conversation that happened. We used to have a segment on this show called Toy Time with Joe. Joe doesn't buy toys anymore that he doesn't stick in his butt.
Well, yeah.
So we did a whole
You
music.
say I didn't stick those in my butt.
That's true. We did a whole music video to this
I don't
thing.
even have the Toy Time music
Because-
on here anymore.
Why not?
I don't know, like that. Like either one of them. They're not on here.
That's a travesty.
Well, you got to bring some toys.
Everybody, it's time to go.
Everybody's a
It's
Toy Time show.
No, okay, so
Time.
we did one for I Want It That Way.
Yeah.
But we did.
Toy
Toy
time
time.
ain't nothing but a Lego.
But we did, and then we recorded the music, and then we did a music video for it.
Yeah. At Target.
And it's on Patreon.
And
And
multiple
now
other
we're gonna
things.
do a pop-up video for it.
Yes.
This is excellent stuff. And that's
And so we have a tally sheet
the
of
bulk of the
more things
work
we
is
wanna do.
done.
Yes.
You're welcome for the idea, gentlemen. See, now I'm pulling my weight. I'm pulling
Okay,
my weight.
hold on. This is all
No.
this is a collaborative effort.
That's
No, I'm the. We said pop a video.
Nick, if you're pulling your weight, you do the video.
I'll do the video.
Okay.
I did the video.
You did the video.
Am I in charge of it?
Well, he has to submit it for approval before it goes out.
Can you get okay?
You guys would
Your
have to watch the video and
Your
send
involvement in this is solely dependent on whether or not you can get the actual real pop-ups from VH1. Those looking, they have to look like that.
I can find a way to do it. I can make it happen.
This
If I
would
can,
be so
if I can
cool.
recreate the title sequence for Behind the Music, you could do that.
Can you find the little bubbles
Positive.
at the beginning?
I can do my. I'm gonna start my research now.
Oh my god, this
I'm
is
gonna
so
do
cool.
This will be an easy one. We could pull this together, and it could be a lot of fun.
Could be.
Could be.
We're gonna have to
We
find.
could be like one of the pop-ups could be like when we're doing our dance. Did you know it took them 2 hours to film 4 seconds of footage? And
This
Nick was
section-
pissed.
This section almost killed the podcast.
We're doing it live.
Joe and Rob wanted so much footage. Nick,
Yeah.
not as much.
One cut. We're done. Moving on.
Just imagine what I'll be like if we ever filmed The Office.
I could never imagine you as a movie director. You're like, all right, someone read those lines. We're good.
We're done here.
We're
One
done.
and done.
One and done.
We're done here.
Yeah, but Nick, it didn't really catch the tone of anything that's in
Doesn't
this movie.
matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's not happening.
I stuttered on half those lines. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's happening then, anyways. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Do we want to do a little housekeeping? A
Little
little
housekeeping?
show housekeeping?
We can do that. We can do that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's pop-up video.
Yeah, we can do that. What's a little bit of housekeeping?
Just some upcoming things on the show. We're trying to book Nana Visitor.
Nana Visitor, yeah.
Book her. We're
Uh-huh.
trying to book.
Because she had a new book that came out. See what he did
Uh-huh.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we're gonna we have some interviews coming up, some returning guests. What Nana Visitor returning.
Yep.
Jonathan Frakes hopefully will be returning to the show
Yep.
soon.
We can talk baseball.
We can talk baseball. Hopefully the
can.
Tigers will still be in.
Wouldn't it be cool if they play the Dodgers in the World Series and we get him on the
Oh,
show?
But isn't
my
his-
God.
his-
Oh my God, I'm so
He's a
wrecked right
Philly
now.
guy.
His team was the Phillies though.
Oh, that's
and they
right.
got
But he's in
eliminated.
Los
You're right.
Angeles,
Yeah.
so like I'm sure he watches the Dodgers. They got Otani.
Yeah, I wonder if he caught any games that and saw Otani
I'll
live.
have to ask him.
I'm looking at getting Andrew Robinson on the
Andrew
show.
Robinson, yes,
Garrick.
Yes.
So
That'll
we have
be
some
exciting.
upcoming things. We might be bringing back Al Beck.
Oh.
If you guys remember, Al Beck reviewed a couple episodes.
Might be. I thought he was down.
Yeah. Well, it might be for season 3.
Yeah. Okay.
We're trying to work it out because he's a big fan of Best of Both Worlds. So we're trying to work it out where we can get him for part 1 and 2.
I don't
so.
see why not. We can make it happen.
So there's some things to be excited about on the show
Absolutely.
upcoming.
It's about time.
All right. Yeah, how's getting Sid on the show?
Yeah, exactly. Nick.
I know.
Nick's like, I've got an in.
and I never really used. I was kind of scared.
You know it's not
Wait,
too late.
I know it's actually not, and now I have a better relationship with this person I have the in with now than I did then. So
You are. Come on, Nick.
I could talk to them.
Don't have to.
I had a better communication with Sid's people than you did.
Didn't they say like not now?
Yeah.
But at least you communicated more than I
Yeah.
did.
That's true.
But we have some new friends of the show and old friends of the show coming
Just-
back on.
Joe and Rob doing all the work for the show.
It's fine. Hey, if he can pull off this pop-up video, he can be Scott. He can get like a 2-month pass.
Okay.
Rest of the year.
Fair
For the rest of the year.
Sounds
Yeah,
good to me.
2 months.
All right. Thanks everyone. Thanks for keeping up with us. We'll talk to you later. Bye.